All right, welcome back to another episode of Mojo and the Jet. Just in case, maybe you're this is our general episode, but maybe you're interested in some sports. Got a couple sports episodes. You guys could check it out, Maybe. Who
Maybe
knows?
you never know what tickles your pickle.
Yeah. So today we actually got some seg out topics. We're not just going off the dome.
We're back to normal, back to our usual format. Last week we were just kind of dipping our toes in the water, getting our feet wet. We're back though.
The warm up.
Let's talk some camera.
Shit. All right, so let's just get right into it. Our first topic is: how do you feel when your friends go out without you?
I'm gonna cede the floor to you because I feel like this is something that you experience maybe more than I do, just because you're more likely to stay home. So right. I want to get your perspective.
So for me, it's like it depends, right? Because if I'm the one that decided not to go out, usually when I decide not to go out, it's because I deem the night not worthy.
Correct. You're very
yeah.
you're very particular about your nights. I'll give you that.
If I don't think it's worth going out, like I probably will just have a better time just chilling at home. Yeah. And I just don't go out, then I'm okay with that. But if if I'm just home and like I kind of feel like going out and then like no one hits me up and I see everyone's out, I'm like,
that shit hurts, dog.
Come on, man. Hurts. Come on. You couldn't even just extend the invite. Hey, yo, you want to go out tonight? Come on.
Look, and I'm not going to pretend. And I think, no one can sit here and say they've never done that to their friend because it fucking happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not, most of the time it's not even intentional. It's just the way shit goes, different groups of friends, or like sometimes it's certain vibes that you're going for, whatever the case may be. But as you said, the key component always, I mean, I feel like for me as well, is the extended invite. Like, hey, I'm going here. I don't know if maybe you want to come. If you don't get that, let's be quite frank here. Nothing hurts quite as much as let's say it's Friday night, 10:30 p.m. You're laying in bed. It looks like one of those the group chat is dead. No one's saying a fucking word. A little too quiet, right? You know when you get that vibe where everything's too calm, it's something fishy is going on here, right? You're laying in bed and then you make the mistake of going on Instagram and boom, what do you see? Several stories of all of your friends except you out doing God knows what, and it's like,
okay.
I'm sorry for being your friend. I'm sorry that I annoyed you with my friendship. What? I'm just gonna go.
Me, eh?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go fucking, I don't know, jump off a bridge. Who didn't want me there? What was going on that it's like, oh no, don't tell him, or did everyone just fucking forget?
I feel like that's usually the case with me. Like everyone just forgets to invite me.
But you know how I get.
Yeah.
I'm a very emotional guy. I'm borderline dramatic, I would say sometimes. So
yeah,
if I see this shit, this is ruining my fucking night. My night is going to shit because immediately I'm like, okay, I need new friends. They hate me, right? That's the thought process. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. I guess I'm gonna have to get.
I'm with you. That happens to me a lot too.
It's like, oh, I see. Okay, so then you got to go on Twitter. You got to say something scandalous. You got to maybe talk to someone you didn't want to talk to just for the sake. And I'm petty enough where, and I think I've done this in the past, maybe not recently, but just in general, where it's like, if I see my friends out without me, I'm like, well, fuck, now I got to leave my house. I can't fucking stay here. Right? I got to do something. I'm going to call someone I haven't talked to in 2 years, but we're going somewhere, right? And guess what? That plan always sucks. Because you go out and you're fucking miserable. You're checking your friends' stories and you're like, shit, they look like they're having a great time. And you're fucking here. I'm like, I have to fucking hang out with this cuck because no one else wanted to hang out with me today. And the funny part is, the next day, if you casually, most of the time you're not going to bring it up, but if it just comes up, it's like, oh, I mean, it was it's always like, it was a last minute thing. We just happened to be there. We went straight from work. It's always something relatively reasonable. But it doesn't hurt any less.
No, it still hurts. It still hurts.
That's always going to be in the back of my mind forever. I'm never going to forget the day that you all went out without me.
Yeah.
Forever and ever. It's painful.
So, though, to take it back to the whole, deeming the night worthy. What hurts for me is when I say which it rarely happens. Usually when I say that, oh, I'm gonna stay home, I don't think it's worth it. Usually it's really not worth it. But those rare occasions where it is worth it and I missed out on something good, I'm like,
sucks.
fuck, I should have just gone. Why'd you stay home, you retard? You should have just gone.
And again, you see, like for me and you, we're on different sides of the spectrum, because for me, the far more likely scenario is that I pushed to go out on a night that wasn't worth it, and it sucks. And it happens to me all the time. But you know what doesn't happen to me? I don't miss out on the good ones because I always fucking go.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
That's what it comes down to. So it's like I've experienced so many shitty nights where like 10, 15 minutes in, I'm there and I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I doing here? It's like those days where like most of your friends don't really want to go out, but you have that one kind of lunatic friend.
Yeah,
that's like,
maybe one or two friends, and you're like,
I'm down. And then you realize they're not as fun without the rest of the group. And it's like, the vibes aren't right. I miss the others. Yeah, and it's like, I want to go home. But me, I'm already there. I'm going to stick it out. You, on the other hand, like you said, you're far more likely to stay home, and also you're far more likely to miss on some good-ass nights just because you weren't feeling
it rarely front. It rarely happens.
But it's happened. And it's
it's happened. Yeah, it's happened. Stings. And when it does happen, it always sucks.
Is that the same kind of pain that you experience as someone that has maybe missed a trip or two out of town because of work? Like, does that hurt as much as...
No. I think it's right? It's since I have to work. Correct. Like, if I missed a trip on my own terms, like, just because I didn't want to go, then okay. But usually that's never happened. It's always... I always miss trips because I have to work.
But I feel like that sucks just as much.
No, it does. But at the end of the day, I knew that I had to work. So it's like, it doesn't hurt as much.
Okay, fair enough. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, like, if your friends are out having fun, you want to be incorporated in this. Because I feel like as human beings, or maybe I'm just speaking like personally how I feel when I see people out having fun without me. And sure, I'll be like, fuck, I mean, that's fucked up. I didn't get invited. Or that's fucked up. They went without me, this and that. But you have to realize sometimes people just, there are certain vibes. Yeah, there are certain vibes that people are going for sometimes. Like in a large group of friends, there's smaller clusters that tend to hang out, and their chemistry is like fucking perfect. It's immaculate.
We know this.
Yeah, sometimes that little cluster, that little group, that's what you need on that particular day. And people are sensitive. Sometimes you have to lie. Oh, I'm not doing shit today. Guess what? I'm out. And I'm fucking tearing up the town.
This is exactly what I was just going to get to. I mean, we know more than anyone. We've been called assholes plenty of times for not inviting people out to places. And it's like, yo, like you're just the odd one out, man. They just don't fuck with you like that.
The vibes are off. I can't bring you and let you ruin my night and everyone else's night.
Yeah. I just can't.
And I'm sure people sometimes, maybe not that exact same way, because I think we're likable people. But like I said, sometimes like there are certain like clusters within big groups that they're like really good. Like they're closer, because in a big group, there's the really close friends. Like everyone has like that one or two, right?
Of course, yeah.
And then sometimes like when you go out, it's like, I just want to hang out with like my one person today, or I just want to hang out with the two person today. The big groups are annoying sometimes. Like, shit just, it's a lot of dynamics to deal with.
It is.
And you have to be careful because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings in the exact scenario that I just discussed. You open your Instagram or your Twitter, and 2 or 3 of your friends are all having a fucking ball. And you're there twiddling your fucking dick. You're like, oh, what did I do to deserve this? You didn't do shit, bro. And that's what I had to tell myself. No. I had to sit myself down.
I mean, we've talked about this before. I mean, you have the problem where we're chronic overthinkers. We overthink every little thing that happens in our lives.
As I said,
something that means nothing, we turn it into the biggest thing.
You don't invite me somewhere, I'm already considering playing in traffic and finding a new group of friends because I suck.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, what did I say to deserve this? So like, what joke did I make that someone didn't like, right? And then that happens for like maybe a day or two, and like you're feeling like real weird. And then you kind of have to sit back, at least me. And like you said, it's like a common thing, I think, with both of us. You have to sit yourself down.
It's a human thing. You just sit yourself down. You got to be self-aware.
You have a real conversation.
Yo, it's fine, man. It's okay. Really not that deep. It's okay. These people,
they still like you. These people
I go through this all the time. It's fine. It's okay.
You have to tell yourself they really like you. Like,
Yeah.
they're your friends. They want to be with you most of the time, right? Everyone, like, it's gonna happen, bro. You're gonna get left out. Sometimes the vibes aren't right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just normal, though. I mean,
it fucking happens.
You just can't turn it into something big when it's not.
You can't turn it into a huge fucking thing, which I tend to do. It's like, okay, everyone hates me now, but it's not the case. And at least we have the presence of mind to reevaluate the situation after a certain amount of time has passed. And it's like, you need to relax.
Yeah. It's important. You have to be self-aware.
Friends.
Yeah.
You're good. Next weekend, you'll be right back in the fold, brother.
Exactly.
You're going to be right in there.
Yeah. That's just, at the end of the day, it just be like that sometimes.
It's human nature, and it's just the ups and downs of friendship. Things are going to come and go. Places are going to come and go. Sometimes you're not going to get invited. Sometimes you are. It doesn't mean that they didn't want you there. It just sometimes it just doesn't work out. You know? It's like, oh, we're going to do this. Fuck it. Let's go. No thinking about it. No inviting anyone. We're just there, and we're, you know?
Like I said, at the end, they just be like that sometimes.
It doesn't hurt any less, though. And like that 1 or 2
hours. No. It doesn't.
At all.
I think we could get to our next topic, right?
Yeah, before I start crying.
Yeah. All right. So, next topic is leaving Miami. I guess, would you? And top places you would move to.
This has always been and I feel like we've touched very vaguely on this before. It's always been a pet peeve of mine. People that have lived in Miami their entire lives or whatever, and they just take any and all opportunity to shit on Miami and to say how badly they want to leave. It's like, okay, first of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, fucking do it already. All right? If you don't like it, get the fuck out. But aside from those dickheads that have been swearing by this their entire lives, I have a certain philosophy with this. And my thinking is we have a limited amount of time with the people that we love, per se, if we want to use that word. Whether it's, real close friends or whether it's family, whatever the case may be, our time is limited. We're not getting any younger. Mm-hmm. I think we've reached our age where, our parents, our grandparents, everyone's getting old, right? And I don't think it's rational or fair, at least to me, like for my well-being, my mental state, just me as a person to be happy, to pack up and move at 26 and to live like thousands of miles away. Like to literally just, let's say, I want to move to New York City and everyone else stays here in Miami. So I'm going to see my folks, during the holidays?
Probably, yeah.
So, and sure, at first you may say like, I'm going to see them all the time. You're going to go up every month, et cetera, et cetera. Slowly but surely life gets in the way and you see your parents or whatever, your friends, maybe like 5-6 times a year.
Not even that. I think
even worth it?
No, not even. I think you're pushing it. 5-6 times is too much. Because let's be honest, you move, you meet new friends. Maybe you get your girlfriend. Holidays come around, and instead of spending it with your family in Miami, you go to, maybe she's not from New York, and then you go to wherever she's from. You get me? You spend it with her family, and then slowly like that, less and less, you start to see your family. Like,
and that's just my thinking. I mean, and maybe it's just me because I'm, I have a close relationship with my friends and family, and I actually like the people that I'm around most of the time. I guess for other people, it's different. I don't know if you fucking hate your folks, or if your home life sucks and you want to get the fuck away.
Yeah, everyone's situation is different.
But the situation that I'm kind of like trying to like focus on is someone that's perfectly like everything is fine, everything is normal. You just decide one day, I don't want to fucking be here anymore. I'm gonna go move somewhere else. At least to me, at this point in my life, where everyone is still here, and I'm like thankful that everyone is still here. I don't think it would. I don't see the allure of moving thousands of miles away for shits and giggles. Personally, I wouldn't do it.
Okay. Well, I almost did that, but it was different. My parents were coming with me. So I almost moved to North Carolina beginning of the year. And so yeah, I mean, I guess in that scenario it was fine, but I was still
slightly different.
I was still sad about it. But would I leave Miami? I think one day I would like to. I mean, I feel like there's
the whole world out there.
There's it's good to meet new people, experience new things. Because I mean, let's be honest, here it gets repetitive. Like you kind of always do the same shit. Yeah. I mean, Miami. I fucking love Miami. I mean, I love living here. I mean, obviously everyone has their complaints. Like there's a lot of shitty things about Miami.
There's a lot of shitty things everywhere.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna get to. There's a lot of shitty things everywhere. So I mean, would I? Yeah, absolutely. I hope one day I do get to move out, and even if it's just for a year, just move away from here and just live somewhere else for a year. Fuck it, why not?
And my thinking on that is like, that was another thing that I was gonna bring up. It's like, I feel like you when you're growing up, or like, you know, as you're living your life, there are certain things that are put in your path to make you feel like leaving your hometown is like the fucking greatest thing anyone could do. And a lot of those things are greatly exaggerated. Is it awesome? Sure. But there's also a lot of downsides to this shit. But I feel like it's fantasized, as in, like, let's take it back to high school, right? So a huge fucking thing is like, oh, going away for college. And like all the movies you watch growing up as a kid, like everything is about going away for college.
How many people do we not know that left for college and instantly
came right back? So many. And it's like, so you create, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you watch a show or you watch a movie and you're like, holy shit, going away for college is fucking awesome.
It's kind of like
parties, you're doing whatever the fuck you want for 4 years, you're living in a dorm, it's all fucking cool. Talk to someone that actually left and spent 4 years living in a dorm somewhere. I'm sure it wasn't all fucking flowers and rainbows all 4 years.
Yeah, so, and that kind of ties into like how everyone thought, oh, as soon as I turn 18, I'm moving out. It's like, no.
Oh, that's also cap.
No, the fuck you're not. Let's be honest.
Especially not in Miami.
Yeah, especially not in Miami. Maybe if you lived like in fucking Wisconsin or something, yeah.
Sure, yeah. But like, and that's the thing. Like, everything is fantasized. I mean, that's just a general world we live in, right? But they fantasize like this whole thing of like going away for college. Not everyone can do that, and even the people that tried, they're like, yeah, this isn't for me, and they came right back. Like,
I mean, yeah, we knew a lot of people that did that.
I'm sure
a lot of people.
I'm sure it's an awesome experience,
and these people that I'm sure you're thinking about the same people I am, that they didn't even leave Florida, so they were just a couple hours away, and they still came right back.
Yeah, and someone's trying to bang down my door. And that's sort of what I'm trying to say is, like, even though it may seem very fucking cool, and it in retrospect it would have been like an awesome experience. You think like, oh, I'm going away for college in those 4 years. Maybe they would have been wonderful, and you develop one of those fucking stories where it's like, oh, now all my kids are gonna be, I don't know, fucking Arkansas Razorback fans because I went to Arkansas and I'm from Miami.
Right.
Like, you get like that lineage type shit. You get me? But it's not all it's cracked up to be. And in the same shit, I feel like it goes for, like, when you watch a movie and you're like, holy shit, living in New York City must be amazing. Maybe
until you get there and you have to share a bathroom with a whole apartment building because you can't afford anything else. I mean, let's be honest.
You're living in in a broom closet because New York City's expensive as tits.
Yeah.
Or you're living in fucking New Jersey and you take a fucking train for like an hour and a half to go work in New York. Like, shit is not all it's cracked up to be. Some people do go out and make a new life in another state, and that's awesome. But it's not. It's fantasized. It's heavily fantasized and heavily like over exaggerated. Looking back, it's like, yeah, I would love to do that. That would be cool. And it's like, oh, I wish I would have gone away for college. Do I though? Probably not. Probably not.
Maybe. I don't know. So if you did have to move, what would be your top places?
I don't fucking know, man. I haven't been
off the bat. Texas is one for me.
Yeah, it really, for me, it's like California, Texas, New York, and I feel like that's the same for most people.
I don't even think I would do California.
California kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Like, when you really, like, when you look at living in California and you listen to people talk about their lives in California kind of blows.
It kind of sucks.
But, like, you know, you think like the major states in the United States, when you think about it, it's like Florida, Texas, New York, California. That's like the premise of everything.
If you want to throw Chicago in there.
Sure, Illinois, but I mean, come on. And it's like, I guess, but even for me, as the 26-year-old man who the opportunity to go away for college is pretty much non-existent. But just speaking purely on moving somewhere else, and I won't even say permanently. I want to talk about, like, let's say you have an opportunity to go somewhere for 6 months, right?
Right.
I wouldn't even fucking live in the States. I would get the fuck out of here completely. I would want to live
if it was for like 6 months type shit, yeah, no.
I would want to live in Japan, or like spend 6 months in Italy, or like 6 months in the UK.
Agree. Yeah.
I would not, like, if you tell me go to New York for 6 months, I mean, sure, I'll do it. But you tell me 6 months in Tokyo, I'm fucking out there right now. Matter of fact,
yeah,
like, you can tell me that right now.
I'll pack right.
I'm packing my bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like in a controlled environment where I know eventually I can come back home because I get very homesick. And I'm almost positive I would enter like some stage of depression for maybe a couple weeks after the whole like lore of my obsession with like anime and like Japanese culture. Once I get over that, I'm gonna be lonely and sad.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
But living somewhere else for 6 months must be fucking awesome. Like, because one thing is being a tourist, right? Like, you go somewhere and you visit somewhere and you think it's like, oh, this is amazing, this is really nice. But going somewhere for a couple days and living somewhere for 6 months, two completely different things.
100%.
So you would get to experience a whole different life for 6 months, and I think that'd be awesome. 6 months though, that's my peak. Maybe a year.
I could do a year. I think I could do a year.
If I had like my number one pick, if we're drafting places to live for 6 months, I'm going Tokyo 1. Give me fucking, let's see. Give me London at 2, okay? And then we're gonna go. I'm gonna keep it simple. Keep it top 3. Give me somewhere in Italy, somewhere in a villa. I don't even know any. Turin, perhaps.
Solid choices.
No. Somewhere like that. Somewhere nice and casual. And if I wouldn't pick Italy, it'd be Spain because I love the whole idea of taking naps.
That was gonna be my number one pick, Spain.
But the economy in Spain sucks. So realistically, what am I doing there for 6 months?
Yeah, I'm not going that deep. I'm not thinking that deep into it. Let's be honest.
No. I get it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just my 2 cents on the whole like leaving home and all this shit. In theory, very fucking cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
In actuality, not so simple. Probably not all it's cracked up to be.
We just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Who knows?
6 months.
6 months. So right now, your job was like, yo, we need you to go to, I don't fucking know, London for 6 months, maybe a year. You doing it?
Yeah. I mean, as long as I have a salary and I can maintain my, like, I'm not on vacation. I'm going there to live and to do a little bit of work and shit. And I'm living there for 6 months to a year. Yeah.
No, because there's some people that wouldn't.
No. I'll do it. To those specific places. You send me to like fucking, I don't know, somewhere whack, I'm not going.
So like, where's somewhere whack?
I'm trying to think in my head, and like anywhere you send me in Europe, I'd probably be down. Except Russia.
That's why. No,
don't send me to Russia. I have nothing to do there. Everyone else is kind of cool.
It's cold.
I'll even do South America. With a solid income, you can have a lot of fun in South America.
Oh, 100. I mean, that's obvious.
This is why, like, the important aspect of this is I'm not just tearing my life apart and leaving for 6 months and, YOLOing it. I'm going with, like, a set plan. Like, I have a job. I'm going to have income for 6 months to a year. Everything I do in my free time is up to me. That kind of scenario, I'm fucking down. I'm with the shits, per se.
So, all right, let's move on to this is a very interesting topic, I believe. The illusion of social media. So I'll let you kind of take it.
As a resident expert in creating fallacies on the web, I think it's not a mystery or like it's not a secret that most of the shit you see on social media is not what it seems. Like it's not face value per se. And even to a certain extent, I think social media is extremely toxic and bad for your mental state. And I think it ties into our first conversation.
For the most part.
Yeah, like in our first conversation where it's like, we were talking about like when your friends go out without you or like just people in general. Let's say you're home one day and you're bored, you didn't go out that day, and you get on Instagram and it seems like everyone, but realistically it's maybe 3-4 people. But in your mind, you're already fucked, right? It seems like everyone is out having a fucking blast and you're a fucking loser. You're home. You're not doing shit. And it's like, oh, I fucking suck. Or like, oh, no one wants to hang out with me, et cetera, et cetera. And it chews away at you mentally where it's like you think that you have to be doing all this cool shit all the fucking time. And it's draining. That's like the toxic part of it. But it really is mostly an illusion. It's a game of cat and mouse. It's all a fucking game. You got to know how to play the game. You tweet this, you put up this picture, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's all calculated. At least the people that know how. if you use social media a lot, it's all a calculated effort. It's not a fucking game. It's a science, I think, at least.
I agree. I mean, there's for me, like specifically like Twitter. Twitter for me is like Twitter's kind of like the news now. I feel like you see a lot more negative than you do positive.
Sure.
That's just fact. I mean, and everything is like, I mean, influencers. Let's just go there. Like influencers, most of the shit, like they're not actually living these lives. Like
correct.
Like when what was it? I want to say LA. When the protests and the looting was happening, one of these influencers got fired from their job because they went up to someone that was like boarding up their business, asked them to take a picture with holding their drill, and then just walked off.
Oh, I
feel
remember
like
that
if
video.
they were helping doing something.
I remember that video. Yeah.
And it's like, why? What? Like, just instead of doing it for like the internet and all that, just be a good person and actually help the person. Like,
I mean, and that a plague is the people that record themselves giving money or like food to the homeless.
I don't understand it. It's like, why you like, do people telling you, oh, thank you for doing that, you're so nice, like, do you really need that? Like are you really craving that attention?
Human nature is like, yes, I want to feel like you feel good about it. Like if someone,
but you should just do it just to.
That's the thing. Yes. We all like getting
okay,
like encouragement. Yes.
This is like, I'm kind of speaking from like our point of view because you're like me. I mean, for example, the homeless guy in Wynwood, every time he sees us, we give him money. That guy has gotten so much money. You know who I'm talking about, right? The Cuban guy?
Yeah, the Cuban guy. He's always trying to talk up a storm. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to go to the bar and get drunk.
Yeah,
but I'll sit there and listen.
And we always give him money. And you've never once seen us like, oh, yo, record this. Like, record me giving him a couple bucks or record me giving this guy food, or like, I wouldn't, for what? I don't need people. I do it because I don't know. Maybe I believe in karma. I'm doing good and the good comes back to me. I don't know. But I would never do it just to be like, just to have someone else on the internet be like, oh, you're such a good person. Thank you for doing this. Oh, that was so nice of you. Like, I don't care about any of that.
And me personally, I mean, that's like, I even do it to a fault sometimes. Like I've had people tell me like, why the fuck do you keep giving them? And like sometimes, cause it's like, it'll be like a very obvious person that it doesn't need this money at all. Or like someone trying to rip you off. Yeah. Like all these people are fucking descarados. Like they don't need this shit. Yeah. They're just fucking panhandling, doing whatever the fuck. But for me, at least, it makes me feel good to know that if I gave you $5, whether you use that shit to go buy yourself a beer or to have a sandwich,
that's up to you.
Or to do whatever the fuck you want, you do it, brother or sister, whatever. You do what you want, right? But I am okay with myself, and I'm continuing to live my life by knowing that maybe, just maybe, those $5 I gave you made your fucking day or helped you achieve whatever the fuck. Or if you fucking put the $5 in your pocket and you went to go smoke a joint, I also don't care, right?
That was your choice.
It doesn't take away from the fact that person is, I would hope, grateful. It's like, thank you for your whatever the fuck, or God bless you, whatever the fuck they say. It doesn't matter to me, you know? And it's happened to me where, like, you know, blatantly as someone is not actually homeless or whatever. I don't give a fuck. If you're out there, whatever, bro, here, take the fucking $5. Take the change. Sometimes I feel bad because I don't have anything, and I legitimately feel bad. Like I'll like fucking put my head down. I'm like, shit, I can't even look this guy in the eyes.
Yeah. It happens to me all the time because I'm someone I rarely ever have cash.
Yeah.
But whenever I don't have cash, if we're like, for example, if they come up to me outside a gas station or outside a McDonald's or something, I always, if I don't have cash, I'm like, hey, I don't have cash, but I'll get you food.
Right.
And I've done it multiple times. I've gotten guys meals. I've gotten guys box of pizzas. And it's like, I do it just to do it because, like, it's hard, man. It's hard. Like, maybe that guy is a drug addict. Maybe he's this. Maybe he's that. But I don't care about that. He's hungry. And I have the money to be able to get him something. If I can't give him money, then I will offer food. And it's like,
I don't know if it's just me, but like, just me personally, as a person, I don't know if everyone else feels the same way when they look at homeless people, when they look at panhandlers. It's not. I don't get upset, but it saddens me to like such a point where I don't understand why seeing these people like that makes me so sad. And it's because immediately when I look at a homeless person or I look at someone begging or asking for money, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, does this person have a family? What the fuck happened? How did they get here?
Always.
What kind of shit have they gone through?
Always.
How lonely is it to be by yourself literally all the fucking time? You're not a person. If you're an actual homeless person or an actual like panhandler where you don't have a home, you're not a functioning member of society. You're not saying you're not a person is a bit extreme, but like, what the fuck do you like? How do you spend your day? What brings you joy? Like, it seems so fucking depressing and sad to me that immediately it makes me sad.
Yep.
And that's why whether it's $1, 50 cents, whatever the fuck, I don't care. I'm gonna give it to you to a fault sometimes. And
yeah, like I hope that you go and get yourself some food, get yourself some water, whatever you need to survive. You get me?
No, dude,
but if you decide to go do something else with it, then hey,
I don't care.
That was up to you. I don't care.
And to a fault was what I'm saying. Like, I remember very vividly this one time where me and you, after we did, a certain deed, we were like, that was fucking stupid and dangerous. You remember it was, we were by my house and some dude is arguing with his girlfriend in the middle of the street, right? I'm just going to give you guys a quick story, right? So I think we were getting food. And we see some guy arguing with his girlfriend. His girlfriend apparently kicks him out of the car and drives off with the car. This dude sees us and he walks up to the car. And he asked us, like, he gave us the breakdown. Basically, he's like, oh, my girl just kicked me out. I don't have any way to get home. I don't have any money. Do you guys think you can give me a ride? Common sense or like stranger danger would say, no, I'm not gonna, you're not gonna get in my car. No, I don't have any money, whatever the fuck. Me and you, I don't even know if we like looked at each other and agreed or if someone made the decision.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We didn't even think about it. I think we just said, yeah, fuck it.
We're like, fuck it, yeah, dude, get in the car. And we took him to wherever the fuck he was going. It wasn't that far away. We dropped him off. But I remember after we dropped him off, I kind of just looked at
each other and we were like, wait.
Like, that was stupid.
Yeah.
But it's like, I guess in me, like, that felt like the right thing to do. Or like, I basically, I feel like most human nature is to try to help people. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's just me because it's not. Most people think like this, I want to say.
You hope.
But circling back to this whole shit, and I'm not going to sit here and say, like, there's never been one of those videos of people recording themselves doing good deeds. That is actually, I don't know if it was to provide, like, exposure, because I've seen some really cool ones, right?
Yeah.
I've seen ones where it's, like, some guy, it's like, oh, he talks about it. He's like, oh, I come to the store and I see this guy every fucking day. And I remember one particularly where the guy is, like, he got him a place to live. He got him a haircut. He helped set him up with a job. And then they revisit the story like months or years later, and the guy's doing okay. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. And I would have never known about it unless he documented it.
Yeah.
So it's not all bad, but
no, of course not.
The bad apple ruins the bunch, and most people do that shit for clout or for whatever the fuck. And that kind of circles back into social media being a fucking illusion and being super fucking toxic if you let yourself be consumed by everything that you see. Because if you literally just pay attention to what people are tweeting and what people are putting up on Instagram stories, your life sucks. It's like, oh, everyone has a better life than me. Everyone has more fun. Everyone eats better. Everyone has more friends. Everyone has...
Like, the perfect example is, I guarantee you maybe like half the guys that follow Dan Bilzerian wish that they lived his life.
Sure, yeah.
Right? And I'm sure Dan Bilzerian is a normal person that has normal problems just like the rest of us. He just has a lot of money.
And the main essence of like social media is that you only see what what everyone else wants you to see. I'm showing you what I like. There's always and I mean, maybe not an ulterior motive, but you're tweeting something for a reason. You're tweeting something to get a reply out of someone,
to get a reaction, to get a like,
to show that you're doing this. Like, it's always for a reason. You're not just fucking putting up pictures because I look good here. It's like, no, I want people to see this shit.
Yeah,
you get me? And that's for everyone. Yeah. Like, why do we put up pictures? Because I want someone to see it, and I want someone to be like, shit, you look good, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone likes that satisfaction. And the same thing goes like when you post a story or like when you go out. Maybe it's just second nature nowadays to like, post up a picture of me at the bar, or like, oh, this is my drink and it's in my hand, or whatever the fuck. Everyone does that. I fucking do that all the time. But when I'm having the absolute greatest fucking time and the best nights in my life, when I'm so caught up in everything that's going on around me that I disappear for days.
Every trip that we go on.
And most trips that I go on, I'll post like one story like right when I get there, and then I'm gone for like a day or two. Why? Because I'm having so much fun. I'm so engaged like with my friends, with my family, whatever the fuck, that I forget that other people exist and I'm just there, right? And I have no need to show off to anyone. I have no need to get a reaction out of you, like, etc., because I'm in the moment. So, rule of thumb, if there's a shitload of stories, a shitload of tweets, more than likely they're kind of bored or they don't want to be there.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone agrees with that, but I feel like that's
I agree.
General consensus, and I feel like most people know this. You just kind of, and we fall into those traps ourselves. Most people know that if you're really having fun, you're not posting shit.
Just enjoying the moment. Like people always tell us, like, "Oh, you guys don't take pictures. You guys don't have pictures." Like, nah, we just.
I mean, I have a like. We sometimes it's like a vibe. It's like, oh,
yeah,
this is
like a phone in sight.
Yeah, that's why it's like kind of annoying because I'll go on vacation, and I'll come back. It's like I have one picture.
Guy, I don't have. I don't have any pictures.
Yeah, like. So it just doesn't happen. Like, and I understand that for girls it's different because girls they'll start posing and this shit like with their friends, whatever the fuck, and it's a whole thing. And I get it. Maybe for guys it's a little different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the real fucking vibes, the 10 out of 10 nights, the fucking amazing like memories that you look back on, most of the time you won't find a picture, or you'll find very limited amounts.
No, that's true.
It'll be like the aftermath of a night. Like, oh look, he's fucking passed out drunk. That's because the night is done. I'm eating shit. I'm taking a picture of you, whatever. But what led to us to get to that point is not. There's no
recollection of it. Yeah.
Correct.
At the end of the day, it's all fake, man. You can't, I guess, get caught up in it.
You can't let yourself get consumed.
Yeah, you can't let yourself get consumed. True. That's more like it. And I mean, for me, like, that's why I barely use Twitter. If it wasn't for sports and then like gaming stuff, I wouldn't have a Twitter, to be honest. Because I mean,
I tweet like a motherfucker.
There's just no need to. I don't tweet that much. I'm literally just there for sports and then like gaming shit pretty much, and then for the memes. That's it.
Sure. In this day and age, if you don't have a Twitter and Instagram, you find out nothing. You miss all the jokes, you miss all the sports news, you miss all the commentary. Like you kind of need to if you want to stay engaged in what's going on. If you're a sports fan, if you're whatever, politics, whatever the fuck you're into, you kind of need social media, especially Twitter more so. Instagram is a little bit more cap and for different reasons, but Twitter is like a news source. It's like a fucking newspaper.
Twitter is the new newspaper.
But I think it all comes down to the number one rule is you can't let yourself get consumed because it is toxic. Social media is toxic. It will depress you. It'll fuck you up sometimes. That's why it's normal. Sometimes you'll see people that it's like, oh, where have you been for the past 2 weeks? Oh, I had to take a break. It's mentally draining. And everyone's gone through it because I've done it. I didn't have a Twitter for like a year and a half for other like separate reasons.
Yeah, we don't have to get into it.
It all ties in. Like there's certain times when you need a break. You need to get off because it's mentally draining. It's exhausting. It's put shit in your head that doesn't exist. And everyone is different. Everyone uses social media for their own gain.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't want to like completely shit on social media. There's definitely good sides to it.
There's positives, sure.
Yeah, there's positives. I mean, if you have a business, if you have a podcast like this, I mean, there's definitely
whatever. And sometimes people, you're on social media because you want to laugh. And most of the time, that's what I'm doing. I'm eating shit on Twitter. I'm watching videos. I'm sending videos to my friends. I'm laughing at tweets. I'm quoting stuff and laughing even more. But then, like, just an example of how much cap or like how like social media is all fucking illusion. I am notorious for tweeting shit that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been doing this shit for years. Me and you kind of have like the little back and forth with the GIFs, which it's like one of the funniest things because they have no correlation. Right. And it's like, I'll send out a GIF, you'll send out a GIF, and we end the night right there. No one knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But I'll get on Twitter and I'll tweet some random shit like, oh, fuck you, bitch, period. And I'll leave it there. Meanwhile, I'm in my bed eating like Cheetos or like popcorn and laughing at a movie.
Right.
I literally do this shit because I think I'm sick in the head. that might be. I think it's funny to me. Like I think it's
a little fried.
It's just a joke, and I find it funny because then immediately it'll be two sides. It'll be the people that know me and they'll start cracking the fuck up because like, oh, this guy's at it again. He's talking shit.
Yeah.
Or it'll be a concerned citizen like, oh, are you okay? Yeah, bro, I'm good. Trust me, I'm okay. But there's a method to my badness. See, in between all of that nonsense and all that lies,
there's a lot of real.
I slip in the real stuff. I slip in shit that is actually upsetting to me. I slip in some real thoughts and emotions, but it's all blurred in because at the end of the day, it's Twitter, right? It's Twitter, it's Instagram.
Bullshit, and you can't take it that serious.
You can't take it that serious. So at least that's my coping mechanism for it all, is that I throw in a lot of bullshit to like mask or like keep my real shit in a bubble, in a nice little neat bubble of lies and mayhem. It's a game. It's cat and mouse.
It is. I don't know, man. It's strange. I always wonder what's gonna be the next thing like after Twitter. I mean, one day it has to die, right?
I mean, yeah, that's like the conversation where it's like, how different would it have been to grow up to like be this age in a time without social media, and me and you being 26, we got. I think we were like smack dab in the middle because I think middle school it was like MySpace and Facebook, and then we got Twitter, Instagram, where the late MySpace and Facebook got basically killed or like were replaced by Twitter and Instagram when we were in high school. Like that was the thing. And then it's like, oh, if you have a MySpace or a Facebook, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's for old people, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be something else that's going to come along one day, and we're going to be the old people on Twitter and Instagram. They're like, oh, what are you losers doing? The real shit is like XYZ. Kind of like TikTok, I guess, because I don't fucking use TikTok.
I don't use TikTok either.
I don't know.
Are we the old people already?
TikTok is weird, man. It's not my cup of tea.
I'll
stick to my two. I don't even use Snapchat. Twitter, Instagram, that's all I need. I'm good.
I open Snapchat like once a day just to see who's still using it. Go through it.
Nope.
Maybe reply to a person or two. That's about it.
Shoot a shot or two. Put a layup in here.
That's about it.
That's what it comes down to, man. You gotta have if you're gonna be on social media, you have to be mentally strong, or you have to be cognizant enough to take a step back when you need to, and to realize that your life does not suck. Your life is fine. You're a normal person. Everyone struggles just like you do. Everyone has days that they're sad. It's fucking normal. Everyone goes through it. Just how you go on someone's story and you're like, fuck, I wish I was out having fun. I'm sure there's a day where that same exact person is home thinking the same shit, or out hoping that they were home, right? Like vice versa.
True.
So you got to take it at face value.
I don't know. It's interesting.
It's a topic that could be expanded on further. Certainly, it's not something that has to die like with this one podcast. I'm sure in the future we can revisit it again. It's a very broad spectrum of a lot of shit.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
And everyone's input is going to be different. And I think that's probably the most interesting part about this, is like everyone has a different outlook on social media, how they use it, what they think of it. So it's an endless conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll revisit this. But that's it. I mean,
yeah. We got a Heat game to watch.
Yeah,
that we do.
That's exactly why I want to wrap it up. We gotta go watch them.
Watch them boys.
Yes, sir. So that's it. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, please. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, what the fuck are you doing? Hopefully, we have a video in the works. The gummy bear video. I lost my train of thought for a second.
No, that's what I was going to mention. The gummy bear video is being edited. We're going to try to get that out hopefully by the end of this week, as soon as possible.
Just know it was bad. It was really, really bad.
It wasn't fun, but you guys will see that with the video. Other than that, if you're still haven't subscribed, do that. If you're listening to the podcast without watching us, that's cool too.
I mean, yeah, but still, go to YouTube, subscribe, Mojo and the Jet. Do all the stuffs, and that's it.
That'll do it for me.